Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel and welcome back to Black Ops 6. You guys might be wondering, why are we looking at the unicorn bundle right now? Well, that's because this animation right here seems to be the top priority for Call of Duty right now, because you see, the actual paid unicorn finishing move has a unicorn farting rainbows on the enemy player, but here in the shop it shows a completely different animation. Well, the Call of Duty Updates Twitter page has posted to let us know that they are aware of this issue and that they are indeed working on it. Really? Like, this is the top priority in Call of Duty right now. You can look through their Twitter and they have barely said a thing about the current state of COD, all the bugs, all the issues, the anti-cheat, none of it has been addressed. They basically said last month that fixes would be coming for the anti-cheat in Season 2 and in Season 3, which is forever from now, and then they went radio silent until it was time to tell us that the Unicorn Fart bundle will be getting fixed. And mind you, even when this bundle is working properly, if you get killed while performing the stupid rainbow unicorn fart animation of death, the person you were supposed to kill will go invisible for the rest of the game. You cannot make this stuff up, ladies and gentlemen. What is happening to the Call of Duty franchise? Like, this is the actual state of the game right now. It would be nice if this was the only news that we had to cover today, but oh no, somehow, some way, it just keeps getting worse each and every day. So this video is probably going to be pretty long, which is why I'm going to show you some pretty special gameplay here today, and I'm going to be explaining what's going on with that later on here in the video. So yesterday, Blame Truth posted his video revealing that Call of Duty, at least on Steam, has not been properly closing when you quit the game to desktop. What this does is it shows you on the game even when you're not, which might end up being a whole can of worms for Activision because it artificially increases the player numbers which Activision uses to show off to their shareholders. With Black Ops 6, for example, I did not even buy the game. I already had Game Pass, so I just used that. But when it comes to Modern Warfare 2 and Modern Warfare 3, I would play those games on Steam, right? I'm having a hard time finding the exact date that COD switched over to the Call of Duty HQ, but I think it was towards the start of Modern Warfare 3, and I'm not positive if it retroactively added in all of your playtime from Modern Warfare 2, but either way, the math on this does not math up. In Modern Warfare 3, I put in like 4.5 days of playtime into the game's multiplayer over the course of a year. I barely touched zombies and I barely touched Warzone, and in Modern Warfare 2, I put in a similar amount of time, maybe 5 or 6 days worth of playtime. But Steam is telling me that I have 838 hours played on the Call of Duty HQ. That is the equivalent of 35 days of playtime, and I know for a fact that is simply not true. So when we see things coming out from Activision saying the most played Call of Duty of all time, or the most time spent on COD during a beta, it's all lies, man. Even if we count Modern Warfare 2, Modern Warfare 3, Zombies, Campaign, Warzone, and the Black Ops 6 beta, my playtime is absolutely nowhere near 35 days. And for context surrounding that, if I combine my playtime from Modern Warfare Remastered, Call of Duty World War II, and Black Ops 4, three of my favorite games in the COD franchise, by the way, it comes out to roughly the same amount of playtime. So there is absolutely no way in hell that I put as much time into Modern Warfare 2 and Modern Warfare 3 as I did Modern Warfare Remastered, World War II, and Black Ops 4. There is not a snowball's chance in hell that happened, ladies and gentlemen, because frankly, these skill-based matchmaking era games aren't fun enough to put that much playtime into. I will admit I'm not the best at closing my games all the time. Sometimes I'll just alt tab out and forget that I had the game open, but over 500 hours of that? Absolutely not. And then you look at Call of Duty World at War, one of my favorite games of all time, man. One of the games that helped me fall in love with the COD franchise to begin with. I eventually got the game on PC because I wanted to play Custom Zombies. Who remembers Custom Zombies from way back in the day before the Steam Workshop with Black Ops 3? If you wanted to play custom fan-made zombies maps for COD, you had to play them on World at War on PC. So I got that and I played quite a bit, but when I look at World at War, it says I have 866 hours of Custom Zombies playtime. Absolutely not, dude. I mean, I played a lot, but 36 days of playtime on Custom Zombies, that never happened, man. Call of Duty is not closing their games properly on PC, and it has them running the game in the background, even if you closed it, and if that's showing up on their player retention numbers, that is some next level scumfuckery that is really gonna mess with their shareholders. And also, if we look at the Steam charts there, and we see how Call of Duty has lost 50% of its player base over the course of the past month, if that's including people that closed the game and then never reopened it, but it's still running in the background, that means that those numbers aren't even accurate. Those numbers are actually higher. They're inflated higher than what they actually are, meaning that COD would be down even worse than we previously thought. Like, I wish I was making this up, but holy hell, what is happening to the COD franchise? And speaking of Call of Duty scumfuckery, let's talk about that Squid Game event that just came out, right? Have you guys noticed, well, I suppose those of you who are actually signing in and playing Black Ops 6, that everybody is running the new Squid Game skins? This might just because it's a popular show, it's a brand new event, it's a new skin that people got, maybe they just want to rock them, but I have a feeling this is actually a bit of sneaky placement by Activision to promote the event and make it look better for Netflix. Given the fact that Call of Duty has way less players playing it than they initially anticipated, Netflix might not be happy. So artificially making it so everybody in the game looks like they're loving the event and are using the skin, that might be something they want to do for Netflix to make them feel better about their investment in the Call of Duty, because you guys might notice that for some reason they have two separate event tabs this time around. One is in the normal spot. If you go over there, you're going to find the Squid Game event, but then they added a second one right between where you hit play and where you create your classes. And the trick to this is if you quickly move between the menus, this will sometimes automatically equip the Squid Game skin to your character without you even noticing. This even happened to me. Like, I didn't touch anything whatsoever. We were booting up that Squid Game game mode in Warzone the other day when the event came out so I can get footage and stuff, you know? And as you can see, I'm Michael Myers here in the menus, but when I boot up the game, suddenly I'm the Squid Game guy. And this seems to be happening all over the place. And maybe it's just a bug, but at this point, I don't trust Activision at all, so I'm inclined to believe that they are making everybody use this skin randomly because it makes the event look more successful than it actually is. Not to mention, these skins are also available on both sides in the multiplayer experience. Like, both factions have these skins, which means that nearly everybody has the exact same outfit on, and distinguishing between your teammates and the enemy team is now harder than ever before. I'm seeing so many posts about that where people are already having a hard time knowing who's who when it comes to COD, especially when you're playing hardcore, and now both sides are using pretty much the exact same skin. Like, they did not think about this at all, dude. All they cared about was getting the event out and making their money. And if you're wondering about the overall price of the event, it will cost players a total of $87 to unlock everything for the Squid Game event, from the premium rewards track to the 3 bundles that are going to be added in just a couple of days. $87, guys. So instead of fixing the game, or at the very least even acknowledging the issues that the game is having, Activision instead added about $90 worth of new microtransactions into Black Ops 6 and Warzone. The event skins cost more than the game itself, and it's just like I talked about the other day. When it comes to COD, they don't even seem to want the game to be good, right? If the game is too good, people just stick around and play the good game, right? But if they keep us moving around with the yearly release cycle, then that keeps people moving and spending more money, which is why they release overpriced garbage like this. Do you guys think it's kind of weird that stuff doesn't carry over year after year? All the games are running on the same engine, so there's no reason why stuff that we earn in one game can't carry forward into the next one. They claimed this time around that they wanted Black Ops 6 to kind of be like a fresh start, with the game being set in the 90s and everything, but take a look at this right here. This is coming in from Reddit user Free 30-Day Trial, great name by the way, and his game bugged out in Zombies and reset his operator to Rocket from Modern Warfare 3. So therefore, all of the Modern Warfare 2 and Modern Warfare 3 skins can be used within Black Ops 6 just like they are in Warzone, but they are hidden from the player base despite the fact that we either earned them or paid for them in previous years. They're literally just locking us out of content that we earned in one way or another in an effort to further push new microtransactions within the COD franchise, and this is just like what happened with Black Ops 2 and Call of Duty Ghost. In Call of Duty Ghost, the game was so poorly received that Black Ops 2 had more active players on it, despite the fact that Ghost had just come out. Well, because of that, Activision decided to hide the player count in Call of Duty, and they started working towards making sure fans move on from each game when that game's life cycle is over. One of the ways they did that was they stopped supporting the older games and basically just let hackers take over, because if they just would have let people stay on Black Ops 2, that would have hit their bottom line. They already made their money from Black Ops 2. People already bought the game. They already sold their season passes. They already sold their microtransactions. microtransactions. So once that 1-year life cycle was up, they wanted everybody to move on. They needed people to buy Call of Duty Ghosts. They needed people to buy the new season pass, and they needed people to buy the new microtransactions. From a business perspective, they don't want to actually put out a good game because people will buy it once and just enjoy it. Their secret plan and the key to their financial success is to not put out great games, but rather put out stuff that's just good enough, not great, so that once the game is done, people move on to the next one and start spending their money there. It's basically their way of monetizing yearly cycles as if they were one giant live service game. The only difference is they make it so fans can't use their stuff from the previous games in a disgustingly manipulative attempt to convince them to buy new things in the new game. Like, how fucking scummy is that? There is no reason that we could not use our Modern Warfare 3 stuff within Black Ops 6, and don't tell me it's because the game is set in the 90s and it wouldn't fit the theme of the game or whatever, when literally we have pot-smoking lizards, unicorns farting death, giant green dragons, and all the other shit in the shop. Like, open your eyes here, people. It's not because, oh, it's a Black Ops game and we're going back to the 90s and it's gonna be gritty and down to earth and realistic and therefore keep your Modern Warfare shit out of here. No, it's just Activision's business model, essentially. That's the only reason why our Modern Warfare 2 and Modern Warfare 3 stuff are not here within Black Ops 6. And speaking of Modern Warfare 3, that was the footage for this video here today, and I'm going to wrap things up on this note. We decided it might be interesting to go back to the older games and see how they feel, and as you guys have been watching from the gameplay, they feel amazing. Modern Warfare 3, for all intents and purposes, feels like an old school COD title. And stop typing your goddamn comment right now. I know some of you are doing it. You're going to be typing, oh, here we go, let's hate the new game and praise the old one like we do every single year. It's not that at all. What I'm saying here is that Call of Duty can be great if Activision would stop their bullshit. Do you guys want to know what Modern Warfare 3 has? An anti-cheat. Yeah, this game actually has a functioning and working anti-cheat compared to Black Ops 6, and that's because of how Team Ricochet works, because essentially they have to build a new anti-cheat from the ground up each and every year. But in the case of Modern Warfare 3, the anti-cheat actually works because they fully developed it last year. In fact, we had a game earlier today with a very suspicious player in it, and this guy was level 35, he was using a sniper rifle, and he was getting tons of headshots, tons of wall bangs, and putting up streaks, and at one point, he had like 60 kills, whereas everyone else in the lobby had like 10 or less, and then out of nowhere, that person left the game. And I cannot say for sure if they were actually cheating, and I can also not say for sure if they got banned mid-match, but it certainly was weird that they had like 70 or 80 kills and then just left the game midway through with a lot of time to go. Whether the anti-cheat got them or not, we may never know, but the point still stands. Modern Warfare 3 has an anti-cheat. Also, with the majority of the super sweaty community moving on to Black Ops 6, it's as if Modern Warfare 3 does not have skill-based matchmaking. As you guys have been watching from the gameplay here, this is from today. I only played like 2 or 3 matches, but all this footage is from today. It's like the old school days of COD, where there would be some good players in the lobby, some bad players in the lobby, and everything in between. This right here is what Modern Warfare 3 would have been like with no skill-based matchmaking. Hell, by the end, I pulled out my Kar 98K and combat knife class and just started playing around with that just for fun, because finally, I was able to do so without the matchmaking deliberately trying to screw me over. Like, what a fun experience. And I do think that over the course of the next week or so, we're going to go back and test out and try out all the other skill-based matchmaking era games, now that they essentially don't have skill-based matchmaking anymore, and show how good Call of Duty could be if Activision quit with all of their manipulative bullshit. It's really so simple. Call of Duty could absolutely be killing it right now, but instead, they are actively going out of their way to make sure that the game is as terrible as possible these days, and thankfully, they are finally starting to see that this shit is not going to work forever. I can't wait to see how Activision is going to respond to all the controversy as of late, but as always, I'll be here with you guys every step of the way as we learn more and as more information comes out and more controversies happen, because likely that's going to be a thing. I'm still waiting on my skill-based matchmaking data, by the way. It's been, what, 5 days, 6 days? I've lost track at this point. It's still not here. Eventually, it's going to come, I would hope, and of course, I'll do a video on that if and when I get that information. But for right now, I'm going to wrap up this video here today. I hope you guys all enjoyed it. Leave your thoughts and feedback down there in the comments. Thank you all so much for listening and all the continued support of my channel, and I hope you guys all have a wonderful day.